All right, I'm ready to have some fun here, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to introduce you to my new friend, Annie Mersing. Annie is the Director of Development at Seneca Valley Foundation. So Annie, you and I both love students, right? We love to help
Absolutely.
students. And that's what you do, right?
Yes.
And what is the mission of the foundation?
So the Seneca Valley Foundation is a 501c3, a private nonprofit, and we have coined the phrase, we provide the gift of hope and promise of excellence to the students and staff of
Yes.
Seneca Valley School District.
Right.
And I would even take it a step further and say, we really hope to empower our staff and inspire our students.
Okay. And I know, you and I talked before this official interview about a lot of the amazing programs that you've been able to fund. So let's start with, I heard about a cooking class.
Yes. So we really pride ourselves on funding 4 major areas.
Okay.
That includes STEAM, so science, technology, engineering,
Math.
yes, and art.
In STEAM, art.
And art.
Yeah,
STEAM,
yeah,
yeah,
art. Yeah.
STEAM. So STEAM, global citizenship,
Okay.
professional development for our staff, and my favorite, early literacy. So those things can be funded in many ways, mostly through teacher-inspired projects. So
Okay.
right grassroots, right from our teachers' mouths, so in their creative minds, they come to us with a fund request. We vet it out, make sure the principals approve, and make sure it fits into those funding categories. And we kind of let them run with it. So in the past maybe 2 years, we've funded things like a cooking club
class, yeah.
at Hain Middle School, which is an amazing thing to kind of immerse students in just the simplicity of cooking food and how important that is, right? To bigger projects where we have funded commissioned art pieces at the Aquatic Center and on the exterior of the senior high school. So we engage with the art teachers who have these friends in the art world. They bring them in, they immerse our students in this learning process of how these creations are made. And at the end of the day, we have great pieces of art on our walls, and these students have experienced such a great learning.
And they get to take pride in that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you go back to the cooking class, I know my own kids have, loved to cook. I love to cook. And how rewarding it is for me, and then also to serve other people.
Absolutely.
But it's a practical skill.
Yes.
That sometimes we just kind of take for granted, and then we are trying to figure it out later in life.
Yeah.
Right?
And these students get to use their hands and get a little dirty and messy, but then at the end of the day, again, have this beautiful creation that they can literally eat.
Right. And now you did talk to me a little bit about too, and I think this is fun, that sometimes, teachers want to learn about another culture. And how does the Seneca Valley Foundation help them do that and then bring that knowledge back into the classroom?
Yes. So we, in the funding group of global citizenship, we love to sponsor these educational seminars for staff through the Classrooms Without Borders organization, where we send teachers over to Poland and Greece and Italy to learn about the deep history of the Holocaust and how that affects even current day. And so those teachers go it's a 10 to 12 day experience. It's really, you think it's a vacation, but it is not. It's intense. They go and they experience so many things. They're guided by locals who have been through the Holocaust. And then they bring those experiences back into our classrooms and allow students to learn about that deep history and how it's still impacting not only these countries, but our country as well.
Sure. And that needs preserved. That history needs to be told and needs to be preserved. Now, what about that favorite program of yours you had mentioned? I'm not familiar, the literacy.
Early literacy, yes. So this is a favorite of mine. I grew up on the lap of my mother reading me books. I have 3 kiddos. Hello, Caden, Levi, Lily. And I love to read to them and to see their eyes light up as a story unfolds. And so it's really something near and dear to my heart to encourage our Seneca Valley students to read, and how important it is to do that from the beginning, these young ages, kindergarten, first grade. We recently funded last school year a book vending machine at Hain Elementary. So students can, as part of a positive behavior program, receive tokens when they do what they're told and, they're acting appropriately. So positive behavior gets them a token to use in
The
these
vending
vending
machines.
machines instead of choosing chips or
Yeah.
candy or cookies.
This is a great idea.
They get to pick a book and they get to hopefully be inspired to be lifelong learners.
Right.
or
How did you come up with this?
So actually, this was a request from our principal there, Miss Kristen White, Dr. Kristen White.
Okay, well, that is a great idea. All schools need to have a vending machine for books.
Absolutely.
So I know we're almost done, but we want the community to know how they can support these initiatives and more that you are doing. So
Yes.
you have your annual campaign in December every year.
Right.
And then we have the summer and fall coming up. And you have the golf outing. When is the golf outing?
Our golf outing is the first week of August. It's a nice kickoff to the start of the next school year where businesses and our administrators engage in this wonderful social time. It's a very successful event for us, and it allows us to keep having those operational expenses covered. And we have, for the past couple years, have invited Lanny Fratteri to join us. And if you haven't heard that voice, it'll definitely take you back to 1992, rooting on the Buccos. And so it's always a great time of just connecting and seeing what the foundation does through these folks that are supporting it.
Right. And then in November, your first ever run.
Yes, our first annual Ryan Gloyer Run, which is in memory and hopefully preserving the legacy of Ryan Gloyer, who is a fallen soldier. He was a Green Beret. And it's not important just because of that. It's important because he was a Seneca Valley alumni who had these tremendous characteristics of perseverance, determination, inclusivity, and kindness. And we really want to educate the public on who he was and inspire those same characteristics into the students of Ryan Gloyer. So any monies made from that event, I hate to even call it a fundraiser because it's going to be an event, will be used for Ryan Gloyer Middle School initiatives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing great things.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, exciting. So much fun in our community right here, Seneca Valley Foundation with Annie. And we appreciate you being on. Check out their website. You can learn more about everything they're doing. Thank you. Thanks for watching this episode of the Butler Buzz. If you want to see more, just click on the playlist button up here. To keep up to date with all of Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, click on the subscribe button down here. Hey, I suggest you do both. See you next time.